This short tutorial provides an overview of the Film QA Pro radiochromic film dosimetry application and describes the structure and layout of the software, but not instructions for completing specific tasks like scanning, calibration, dose map calculation, etc. These tasks are described in other tutorial modules. Film QA Pro is rich and comprehensive. Hover the cursor over most features and the purpose of an icon or menu item is explained by a tooltip. Click or right-click on any icon, line, image, display chart, table, or other feature, and a pull-out menu or context menu appears with the options. As you gain familiarity with Film QA Pro, you'll soon find right-click is your friend. In addition to the application, the installation package also contains folders with demonstration files of images of calibration films, dose films, machine QA films, treatment plans, etc. These files are provided so you can work through a case study by yourself, and they are available under Program Files / Ashland Advanced Materials / Film QA Pro / Images. Starting Film QA Pro for the first time, you'll see the opening screen is divided into 3 windows. The Case Data Selector window is to the left, the Image window is in the center, and the Analysis window is on the right. Grab the border between any 2 windows and slide it to adjust the window size. The menu bar over the Case Data Selector window has 4 selections. Use File to start a new dosimetry case, to save a case, or to open a case file. Each file with the case extension contains all the image data and results for a particular study in a single location. Use Panel to access a complete library of subroutines for management of the various tools, treatment objects, and calculation functions available for use in the application. By default, all the essential subroutines are active, but the library has a variety of less commonly used routines that could be moved from the library shelf and activated. Also, you could code your own subroutines in any of the .NET languages and add them to the library. Use Data to access the database for information on patients, treatment cases, scanners, or hardware, etc. Also, under Data, select Preferences, and you can choose whether to show or hide the tooltips. Use Help to get access to information about the application, the user's guide, as well as links to the Film QA Pro, Chromic, and Ashland websites. The Case Data Selector window displays the case tree, which is a compilation of all the objects required for a particular film dosimetry case or study. The structure doesn't force you to work in any one particular way. Work the way you want by adding objects, think of them as tasks, to the tree as you require. By default, any new case has 2 objects: Case Description object, where information about the patient, the treatment, the hardware, the personnel, etc. can be added, and a Case Management object, which provides the means for adding other objects to the tree. Click the plus sign by the object and click on any line to add data or move the case forward. Adding a new case object is one of the most frequent actions. Just click plus to expand the Case Management object and click on the line Add New Case Object to access a panel with a pull-out menu of all the case objects. A particular study may require 1 or more case objects to be added. For instance, if the goal is just calibration, then only a calibration object is needed. but other cases require multiple objects. For instance, if your objective is to compare measurement of a patient-specific treatment to a plan, you'll need 3 objects: a calibration, a dose map, and a dose-to-plan comparison object. You could add them one by one, or by adding dose-to-plan comparison object, the application automatically adds the other 2, since it knows they will be required. And the addition of multiple objects sets up dependencies. For instance, dose-to-plan comparison is dependent upon the availability of a dose map, and in turn, it's dependent on a calibration. And these objects must be available in the case tree for the case to move forward. A case tree could contain any number of case objects, including multiple objects of the same type. In this case, be aware of dependencies. Every dependent case object has a line where you must specify the dependency. By default, any case object is dependent on the first instance in the case tree. So check the dependencies when there are multiple case objects of the same type. A quick word to distinguish between film calibration ordinary and film calibration mosaic. The former is used only when all calibration films or patches are contained in a single image. The latter can be used for any number of calibration images, but is most useful with multiple films, since the mosaic feature tiles all the images together to simplify defining the regions of interest or measurement areas. A number of icons at the bottom of the Case Data Selector window are useful to save, recall, or refresh a case tree, to set parameters for a Twain-compliant scanner, save a configuration for the application, or to restore a default or saved configuration. Options in the Twain settings and options panels allow transmission or reflection scanning to be specified, and also permit scan resolution of more than 200 dpi, as well as 16-bit grayscale or 24-bit RGB film images. Radiochromic film dosimetry is almost exclusively done with 48-bit RGB images at scan resolution less than 100 dpi, and produces file sizes up to a few megabytes. The huge files created by scanning at more than 200 dpi resolution can slow calculations to a crawl, and are usually unnecessary since most treatment plans are at 1 millimeter resolution or less. If a high resolution image is needed, then limit the scan area as much as possible to keep the file size in bounds. The center window is the image window, and is where any images in the case tree can be displayed, including film images, dose maps, consistency maps, etc. There's a toolbar on the left border of the image window with numerous icons used for measuring, displaying, and manipulating image information. The icons are activated once an image is displayed in the window. Hover the cursor over any icon in the toolbar to display a tooltip explaining the use of that icon. With an image displayed in the image window, right-click in the display area to change the units along the axes, or to copy the image or the chart to another application. The analysis window displays information about the image in the image window. Select from the 8 tabs to change the type of information displayed. The Info tab shows data about the size of the image, its position on the scanner, and its scaling. It also shows the position and size of any regions of interest defined within the image. The Cursor tab shows a magnified view within a defined region of interest and displays various response or dose value data and statistics in the area. Drag the region of interest around to inspect target areas in the image. The Statistics tab displays response or dose value information for the image. Values are given in tabular and histogram form for the entire image area, the region around the cursor, as well as all regions of interest defined on the image. The display is live, as you will see if you take an ROI and drag it around the image. Right-click the table or the histogram chart to copy either to another application. The Profile tab displays response or dose information over a defined profile path on the image. Use the Profile tool on the toolbar to establish the type of profile path: horizontal, vertical, diagonal, circular, etc., and its width, and to save or recall a particular profile path. The profile path can be controlled by dragging with the cursor. More precise control of the profile path comes from using the buttons at the bottom of the profile chart to adjust position, orientation, length, and width. To get tabular profile data in addition to the chart, right-click in the chart area and choose one of the display modes. Drag the edge of the frame to reveal the table. Right-click on the table or chart to copy either to another application or to select other display options. Click on the colored sphere icon and choose the channels for which the profile data is displayed. The Contour, IsoMap, and Surface tabs each provide a way to map color value or dose information. The Contour tab displays the values mapped as isolines. The IsoMap tab displays value mapped as colors, and the Surface tab shows the values mapped on a 3D surface. For any of these charts, right-click on the chart legend to edit the response levels, the colors, and other attributes of the display. Access the Report tab to configure and format a report with user-selected data and to save or print a report, or to create and save a report template. This brief overview gets you started, but the Film QA Pro application is extremely deep and flexible, as you'll discover with your own exploration. This and other tutorials on scanning, calibration, dose map calculation, dose-to-plan comparison, and machine QA give you the fundamentals. But as with most software applications, it's just the beginning of a rewarding association. Good luck, have fun, and remember that right-click's your friend.